Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Prior Lake. Good morning, St. Peter. Good morning, Mukilteo, Washington. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister in Kmart's Blue Light Special, Kendall Mark.
You can't say that around me.
Okay, you know what I'm going to acknowledge right now?
What?
You matched the set perfectly today.
Perfectly. Look at that pink on pink on pink on pink on pink.
You get a crisp $50 bill from our boss, Mim. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Every time you match the set, Mim gives you $50. Mim Jong-un.
Wait, where's that $50 going? I haven't seen any of
I'll give it to you later. Don't worry about it. How you doing?
I'm fine. On Wednesdays we wear pink.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I never got that memo. I'm wearing purple.
Mean Girls?
Oh, Mean Girls
Wednesdays
reference.
we wear pink.
Oh, I'm sorry. That escaped me. Daddy's a little tired today.
Sorry. Why?
May I sing you a little song?
Sing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. So, I have a little girls' night. We haven't done it in a while.
Yep.
We had some business to talk about, so we did it last night.
Over tequila?
No, and the reservation wasn't until 7:30, so Daddy didn't get home until, I don't know. And I probably look like a muddled, I'm getting too old for dinner past 8. I just need to realize that. You know, I'm not spry and young anymore. I got to eat my dinner like at 4.
You can't go out on school nights.
I can't go out. I got to do that too, and I haven't been because But anyway, speaking of last night, I brought this up for a reason. I wanted to say, and I know that you will want to extend some thoughts as well. A member of our Jason Show family is going through a really difficult time right now. Y'all know Stephanie Hansen, our food diva. More importantly, she's a dear friend of mine. She lost her dad this week, over the weekend. She called me on Saturday. She won't mind me telling you this. She called me, and I knew. I was like, oh, she's calling me on a Saturday. I don't know if this is good. And she's like, she told me about her dad, and she was supposed to be on the show on Monday, yesterday or whatever the day was. And I said, oh my God, don't worry about it. You just go take care of yourself and your family. And I saw her last night, and I extended my thoughts to her. So if you guys follow her on social media, it's Stephanie's Dish, Stephanie Hansen, obviously, and just send her some love. I would greatly appreciate it. So.
Yep. We love you.
We love you, Steph, and she's doing really well. I tried to make, in any of these cases, my mom always said this, in anytime there's sadness or something in my group or my family, my job is to lighten the mood or make her laugh or whatever. So I tried to do that last night. I said I made fun of her outfit or whatever, and she laughed. And then we got her flowers. Our friend group, Jen, Lisa LaCourcier, and I said, guess what? At the bottom of that pot, there are pot brownies. And she started laughing. I said, there are marijuana brownies at the bottom of that. And she laughed. Anyway, but I love you, Steph. Hopefully we'll get her back on the show soon. Get her back into her routine, but if you have a moment, send her some love today. Love you, Steph. Let's get started, everybody. It is time for the hot dish. Here we go. Friends, we are starting with huge entertainment news. Are we all ready here in the studio? A big entertainment company is changing its name. Exciting, right? Right now you're thinking, why the hell am I not watching The View? Well, move over, Viacom CBS. There's a new name in broadcast entertainment. That's actually an old name. That's actually one of the oldest names in Hollywood.
Who's going to tell him?
I just did.
Oh, okay.
The parent company of CBS will now be known as just Paramount. The company says in its very dramatic press release, it's a nod to their past and to their future. So here's the deal. You follow me? Get a pen and paper. I would like you to write this down.
Okay.
Ready?
I'll type it.
We had CBS.
Uh-huh.
And then we had CBS Westinghouse. You know, the refrigerator people?
Oh, the book people? Don't they do books? Don't they do books?
No, they did refrigerators.
Sorry. Continue.
So they made refrigerators. And then they decided to gobble up CBS. Because nothing says creative endeavors like ice boxes. So they bought CBS, and then that ended, and then Viacom gobbled up CBS and Paramount Studios. And for a while, they owned Kings Island Amusement Park. And then they gobbled up the MTV and the VH1. And then Viacom and CBS split. Okay, are you following me? And then remember Mervy Pervy Les Moonves, who ran CBS? When they found that he was Mervy, they kicked him to the curb and then rejoined Viacom. So then it was called Viacom CBS. Which brings us to today. It's now just going to be Paramount.
Okay.
I'm going to test you on all of that at the end of the program. Yeah.
I have 8 fingers so far.
They also made other announcements, like there's going to be a 4th Star Trek movie with horribly unattractive Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto. That gang, they're going to do another movie. South Park is going to be only on Paramount Plus starting in 2025. Beavis and Butthead are back. You know, they're the home of Beavis and Butthead too. So
I'm just happy to see the mountain and the stars again. I just like those. That's all I want.
Well, FYI, they never really went away, but
okay.
Yeah. That's why we laugh that it's not really new, Paramount. Next in the dish, I might have your next TV binge. There was a New York City restaurateur who had it all, but then it unraveled. Netflix just dropped the trailer for the 4-part doc, Bad Vegan. Take a look.
Sarma was the brand, the raw vegan queen.
It was such a great environment to work in. If none of this had ever happened, we'd probably still be working there.
Sarma was telling me about a guy that she had been talking to online.
There were tons of conspiracy theories about why she married him. Was there some sort of blackmail involved?
It was just all very mysterious.
Anthony told Sarma she had to perform a series of tests. He promises her that he is going to make Sarma and her dog immortal. It's a complete madness.
You know about the meat suit?
What is the meat suit? Oh, no. What's the meat suit? I'm gonna need a minute.
I'm gonna need a minute. Bad Vegan, Fame, Fraud, Fugitives hits Netflix next month. Can I just say, there's an old Lewis Black routine talking about what was that called? The Heaven's Gate cult.
Okay.
And in the routine, Lewis says that if I ever go to a meeting, because the Heaven's Gate leaders dressed up as Bo and Peep.
Like the sheep?
Yeah. And Lewis said, and I love this line, if I'm ever in a meeting and the people leading the meeting introduces himself as Bo and the other one introduces himself as Peep, meeting over. Like I'm out of there. If I'm going to meet somebody and they're going to look at me and tell me I can make Mr. Big immortal, I'm out of there. I'm going to make you and your dogs immortal. I'm going to give you a meat suit. Let's party. I'm out of there. Are you with me?
I'm with you. This whole thing. Do
You
remember-
paused, which scares me. It makes me think that you would stay at that meeting.
Okay. Well, my only defense is this. I'd be really intrigued, number one, and I'm very Minnesota polite. So I would be like, oh, sure. Okay. Are we going with
Kendall,
this? We're going with it.
Kendall, I love you. Let's role play. Are you ready?
Okay.
I want you to tell me what you would do. I'm that person.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm going to make you and Jordan and your dogs immortal. Would you like to sign up for my club?
I'd put your name down and be like,
No,
sure,
Kendall,
just reach me
no, Kendall, you immediately say no.
Oh, come from a place of no. I'm learning this. I forget.
Come from a place of no.
Yes.
It's worked really well for me.
No.
Thank you. Next in the dish. So the Super Bowl was really, really super. The numbers are in for the Super Bowl. What number was this?
52?
I'm looking at our crew, who none of them watch
50
sports.
We had 52. 50.
Eric maybe watches
56.
German ping pong, but that's about it. I couldn't have asked a worse group of people.
We got there.
Is it 56?
Yes.
Ted said it in my ear. German ping pong. Anyway, the numbers are in, and once again, the NFL delivered a giant audience. Listen to this, kids. 112 million people tuned into the big game on Sunday. 112 million. More than 11 million of that was through NBC's streaming service, Peacock. Wow, that's good news for Peacock. Because, you know, it's not doing great. It's the biggest audience for the game since 2015, and the halftime show was up 7% from a year ago. Who was in the halftime show last year?
Was it The Weeknd?
See, this is why this. I
The
think it was The
Weeknd,
Weeknd.
right?
I'm just seeing if the crew knows the halftime show better than the sports. Anybody know who played last year? Wow, you could hear crickets having sex in here. The Chiefs.
Tom Brady.
Thank you. Of course you knew. You're Sporty Spice. I love our crew. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. The Dish isn't done. Coming up next, it was one of the biggest hits this year, but will there be a Quiet Place Part 3? We have the answer. Then, our 30th anniversary celebration for the Mall of America continues, and today, may I see this?
Yes. Ready?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. I'm taking you behind the scenes to places shoppers and visitors never see. And
welcome to our book club.
The library is open. It's the latest edition of Kendall's Book Club. That and more when we come back. Remember when I said a few minutes ago that I loved my crew? That all ended in that commercial break.
Over.
If you would like to apply to be a member of our crew, please email us on our Facebook page. All positions opened. Except for Eric. I'm keeping Eric.
What?
Oh, you're so fired. Like, you're first.
He has a beaver puppet.
That's a...
I've been replaced.
You like your job. You like your job. You like your job. You like your job. You really, really like your job. Welcome back. And just for the record, a person having a beaver puppet is a reason to keep them.
A grown adult man?
Yes. Welcome back. Remember your first date? John Oliver does, and he talked about it with Colbert last night. Ladies and gentlemen, it's today's Late Night Rewind.
Do you remember the first person you asked out? How about that?
Yes, I do, because it's a big moment. I was 5 years old, as was she. Wow. She wasn't married, but I thought I could bring this up. Yeah, that's right. I was. She was called Sarah Constable, and
wait, her name's Sarah Constable?
Yes, yeah.
That is a made-up Mary Poppins name.
You're right. You're right.
Sarah Constable.
Yeah, Sarah Constable is almost offensively British, and I asked her if she wanted to go on a play date.
A blind date?
No, a play date.
A play date?
No, not a blind date. I was right in front of her. Her glasses weren't that bad. That's true. That's true. Hey, Sarah. Yeah.
So a play date. You said play date?
I said, would you like to come round to my house to play?
Okay.
And I knew even in that moment, like I'd had kids around before to play, and I thought this is the kind of question you ask, and the answer could be crushing.
And she said?
And she said, I'll have to ask my parents. And that was a win, as far as I was concerned.
John says the date never happened. Oh, I can't wait for the next season of Last Week Tonight. That's my favorite. Oh, hello, Beaver Puppet. How are you? Welcome to the show. Do you belong to Eric? Oh, you do. Do you like living with Eric? No. Does Eric scare you? Yeah. Would you like to live with producer Ted instead? How about executive producer Jeff? Oh, no. He lives a very solitary life. You don't like that, would you? Do you like mall walking?
Oh, my God.
Oh, you do. Okay. Next in the dish.
Is this Mr. Rogers? Like, what happened?
Don't touch me, Beaver. Don't touch me. Next in the dish. Anna, my girl Klumsky, was on with Corden last night, and she talked about being from Chicago. Look at this.
I still say pop. I don't say soda. I say pop. Yeah.
How do you say the football team?
The Bears.
The Bears?
The Bears.
Oh, yeah, you got it then.
It's
Yeah.
the Bears.
So it's what?
The Bears.
The Bears.
The
But
Bears.
but the Bears is like, yeah. Is the
Oh,
famous-
that's. Oh, you say it down. The Bears. Is that
The
good?
Bears.
Does
The
that sound good?
Bears.
The
Yeah,
Bears.
Exactly.
I
Mike
can't.
Ditka.
I can't do it without moving my head.
You can.
No, I can't.
No, but I'm saying
The
you're
Bears.
allowed. Yeah, do it. Do it. Why not?
I genuinely can't do it.
Why not?
Why
Do
not?
it.
You said it right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mike Ditka. You say, like Mike Ditka.
Well, please.
And the reason she's out promoting, she's in a new Netflix series called Inventing Anna, which I need to watch. I love her in Veep, but I've told the story before, and I'm just going to say it again for people that may have missed it. She kind of ruined me. Yeah. I loved her. Like, My Girl's one of my favorite movies from the 90s. And you know how I feel about stars that their career was started or made because of a role, and then they get bitter about that role.
Yes.
Because to me, they should be grateful. You know, you're known for that role for a reason. I get you don't want to be typecasted. Anyway, so we were doing an interview on the radio show with Anna, and myself or Alexis, my co-host, we asked her a My Girl question, and she was so rude about it. Like, didn't even just pass it off. She was like, do we really have to talk about this? And I was like, do I really need to promote your new crappy made-for-TV movie? No. No, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I just thought, a lot of people love you, Anna, because of My Girl, and that should be something that you celebrate. I get you don't want to be forever known as that little girl. But then again, you have the career you have now because of that vehicle. That's just me. Next in the dish, we touched on this earlier this week. Famed director Ivan Reitman passed away over the weekend. My buddy Howard Stern talked about the legend on his show and how this is, I didn't know this, how he helped Howard's movie, Private Parts, get done. Look.
This guy saved my life. I felt such pressure to get that film Private Parts done, and here was my pressure. 21 different opportunities were taken to come up with the script, and we couldn't do it. I wrote one of the scripts with another guy one time. It was all based on my father and our relationship and our blah, 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 blah. It was a piece of and I wrote it. And Don, being the kind of guy he is, this is why he's a super agent, let me go over and talk to this Ivan Reitman, say hello. The next thing I knew, Ivan was on the phone with me. And he said, listen, I read your book. I got the whole movie. He goes, this is what should happen. He started explaining to me on the phone the movie, the way he kind of saw a big picture of it. I said, you're right. It's simple. That's it.
That's it. And the Private Parts that went on the screen, I know I'm not just saying this, one of the best movies of that year, and doesn't get the credit it deserves. Look, if you're watching it, some of you, I get it. You don't like it, you think of Howard back in the days of the 80s and 90s, and right. He still does crazy things, but this movie is really quite brilliant, and Howard's really good in it. And everyone that dismissed it because it was Howard, they did so their own mistake, because it's a quality movie. Even if you're not a Howard fan, it's an inside story about radio, and then it's a story about following your dreams, and then it's fighting and fighting bosses. I make fun. I got to tell you, credit where credit. There are no, executive producer Jeff says there are no original ideas in entertainment and TV and radio. There's not. Everybody kind of steals from everyone else. A lot of people steal from Stern. David Letterman just admitted that he took the idea of putting his mom on The Late Show because Howard first put his mom and dad on the radio. I have stolen, on this broadcast on the radio show, Howard hated his boss, who he called Pig Virus. In the movie, they called him Pig Vomit. And you need an adversary. If you're going to do a show like this, everybody, you need an adversary, and everyone has an authority figure. You may not have a Kim Jong-un or on the radio show B. Arthur, but all of you watching, you have an authority figure that sometimes you just want to go, burr, burr, burr. You can't do that. So that's why you create characters like Kim Jong-un and then, B. Arthur. I stole that from Howard. And you meet Pig Vomit in this movie, Paul Giamatti, who's so good.
Paul Giamatti's in it?
Yeah, he's Pig
him.
Vomit. Allison Janney's in it. One of her first roles. It's such a good movie. Go rent it. Even if you're like, I don't know about Howard. It's good. And Ivan Reitman gets a lot of credit for that. Next on the disc, John Krasinski's A Quiet Place. If you saw it in 2018, it was one of the biggest hits that year of 2018. Its sequel, A Quiet Place Part 2, also did big numbers at the box office. I saw it. I really liked it, actually. Together, the two films have made more than $600 million. So, of course, Paramount, formerly Viacom CBS, wants to cash in on that. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for Quiet Place Part 3. John confirmed the news yesterday, but don't hold your breath. 2025 is when we'll likely get this.
Huh?
I hate when we promote movies like 4 or 5 years in advance.
Seriously.
It's like we're gonna forget. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's like Avatar. Avatar came out 2008, I think. I don't know.
Gosh.
And we're still waiting for Part 2, Part 3.
I don't even want it anymore.
I don't even remember the plot. I know there are blue people.
Very large
with
blue
long
people.
tails.
Yes.
That's
and
it.
they can make things light up.
Yeah. I don't know if they do. I think it's just their habitat.
Oh.
The ride at Disney World's really cool, though.
Oh.
Had to throw that Disney World thing in there.
Of course.
Next in the dish, I need everyone to take a real deep breath, and I will too, because what I'm about to say could make us all feel very, very old, even Kendall. Kurt Cobain's daughter is dating Tony Hawk's son, and both are 29 years old. Thank you. I'll just let everyone have a moment to realize their mortality. Thank you. The younger Cobain slid a pic of the younger Hawk in her gram. Did you understand what I just said?
Uh-huh.
I don't. Saying the past year has brought her a great amount of joy. Well, good for the kids. All I took from that is I can't believe that Kurt Cobain's son is daughter is 29 years old.
Same with Tony Hawk's son.
That's Tony Hawk, not so much for whatever reason.
Oh.
But I can't, that almost 30. Anyway, let's go on to happier things. It's time to meet today's JVIP. Today it's Tom Miner. Hi, Tom. Tom says he enjoys how open and honest I try to be. He likes that I speak from the heart, but I'm not too afraid to tell it like it is. Sometimes. I do fear emails. Tom says, I'm willing to be there for someone without a second thought. Well, Tom, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Tom gets a Jason Show mug, and he's entered to win the monthly grand prize. That includes coming to the studio to watch the show, a $150 accessories gift card to Becker Furniture World, and a $200 gift card from our friends at Wood House Spa. Thanks to our partners and thanks to all of you watching. We really, really, really appreciate you, and keep those submissions coming. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. Mall of America turns 30. Talk about feeling old. 30. Well, and all this month, we're celebrating the Minnesota institution. Last week, Kendall checked out the history of the mall, highlighting some of the biggest events over the 30 years. Today, I'm taking you to places you have never seen before at the Mall of America. Look. As the Mall of America celebrates its 30th anniversary, I thought, okay, we've done a lot of Mall of America stories over the years. What haven't we done? You know, I love a good behind-the-scenes thing. Well, nothing is behind the scenes more than where do they put stuff like decorations, Christmas decorations. If you look up, there are these beautiful snowflakes. Where do they go once spring comes?
That one's unique. We actually have to cut a hole in the wall every year to take them in and out. Right over there. That wall gets cut out, They load in, we rebuild the wall, and then when we take them down, we cut it back out and put it back in.
Obviously, these aren't the only decorations. Can we see where you keep the other ones?
Absolutely, let's go see.
Let's go. So I'm inside one of the maze-like underground, we'll call them highway hallways that make up the Mall of America. Stuff that you don't see when you're going to Masu or Crave. Now, Chris is here, and behind these doors is where they keep all of the Christmas decorations. May I see this?
Yes. Ready?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. Holy lights. Is this all of the lights, Chris?
No, sir. This is not all of the lights.
This says Easter. So is Easter stuff in here too, Chris?
Yes.
You're not keeping the Easter bunny in here, are you?
Help, let me out.
What am I looking at here?
This is the bulk of the large scale storage. So the taller trees fit back here. You can see some of the giant presents we have. You can see some of the nutcrackers that are stored over here. But this is not all of it, but the bulk of the holiday storage.
There's some renegade Halloween decorations back here too. Executive producer Jeff, when I asked for more money for the show.
If you want to see his Pastamania shirt, I will pull it out for you. Paul Bunyan's Pastamania shirt when he was dressed as Hulk Hogan, commemorating Hulk Hogan's Pastamania years ago.
Pastamania has got all my Hulkamaniacs running wild, and I've eaten so many Hulkaroos.
Pastamania, baby. Ow! I'm gonna drop a really early letter to Santa. Eric, can I put down some stuff for you as well, my friend? Oh yeah. Perfect, okay, there we go. I'm gonna drop some stuff off to Santa. And then, what's back there? That's not an egg? That is the best thing ever. Holy crap. This is fantastic.
Roasting some fish.
We have me sitting in the Easter Bunny chair mixed with rando fish. There's all sorts of cool things in here, and I'm obsessed with the rando fish.
Rando fish.
Chris is making me an authorized personnel person today, so you're gonna get to see a different view of the log shoot than you ever get to see.
Authorization granted.
Thank you,
Yes.
authorization granted. Eric, you can come too, I guess. This is a large elevator, Chris.
Huge elevator. We got a lot of big machines, as you can see, and this is one of the ways that we can move things in and out Mall of America.
It's basically like 7 of me. I don't know why I felt the need to do that measuring, but it's a very large
That
elevator.
was the most accurate unit of measure we've had.
Thank you.
Yes.
I feel like Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello! Hello! But this is how big this is. This is Santa Paul Bunyan.
That's it. 3 jumping Jasons.
3 jumping Jasons. Come on, friends.
Yeah, watch your step.
There he is.
He's a big fella.
He's a big fella.
Not easy to dress.
How big is Paul?
27 feet. About 3 times a year we will change Paul's outfit.
And then our buddy Christopher Straub helps with that, doesn't he?
There's only one person I would call for this task, and that's him.
I think it would be fun for the 30th anniversary if I acted like an animatronic and just stood here for a while and acted like Paul's little gay brother. Is that okay?
I think this is great.
So the next time you ride the log chute, I might be here as an animatronic.
It's a world of laughter, a world of cheers. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. There's so much that we share.
It's a small world after. Yeah, I'm not. It's gonna get stuck in your head. That was so cool because I love a ride, and what you didn't get to see is there's a system which puts the boats that are that need repair. It kind of works on a conveyor belt, and then the broken ones are taken out, moved like this, and then the crane comes back, grabs a working one, and puts it back into the water. You don't think about the infrastructure that it takes to run those rides. And also the log chute is one of the original rides when the mall opened. You know, it used to be Camp Snoopy, and then it was not taken over, but then Nickelodeon came in and it changed to Nickelodeon Universe. And the mall was the one that kind of decided that, if you notice, everything else kind of has a Nickelodeon feel to it, but they wanted to keep the log chute just as it is. Now, they do what they call overlays for special events, like sometimes Halloween, and that's why they dress up Paul Bunyan. They call them overlays. They do change them for that. But it was so cool seeing behind the scenes of all the mechanics that go into one single ride. It's just amazing. Next week, I'm going to take you to all the spots that I visit every single time I go to the mall. If you know anything about me, you've heard me say it. I go to the mall a lot. I'm actually a local that loves the MOA, and I'm a guy of habit. Shocks nobody, but we do basically the same thing. We go, we park in the same place. I'll give you all the little trips and tips and tricks next week. And Kendall is showing us the future of the mall, including a look at some of the new stores. That's all coming up for the rest of the month. But right now, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Thanks, MOA. Thanks, Paul Bunyan. Welcome back. Kendall's here. Hello, Kendall.
Hello, Jason.
Like I said earlier, the Super Bowl had big ratings, which means the commercials did as well. But there are two commercials that I haven't had a chance to talk about. We kind of forgot about it, and then in a post-show meeting, we're like, oh my goodness, we forgot to laugh about this. These two commercials definitely relate to my life in a really funny way. I'll tell you the story on the other side, but first, the first one is from Pringles. Did you see this? Look.
Stuck on you, got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way, needing a friend. And the way I feel now, I guess I'll be with you till the end.
Yeah. Well, as you saw, the commercial featured a guy who got his hand stuck in a Pringles can. Get this, Kellogg's did a survey and found that 43% of people admit to getting stuck. This happened to me as a child. So this was in the 80s. This was before Pringles. Pringles, if you guys know, used to have inside the can a sharp metal ring. So I was a little puffy kid, and I stuck my fat little hand to grab the whole stack, and I stuck my hand in there at my Aunt Char's house.
Yeah.
And my dad, who, you know, we didn't really get along, and he had no problem making fun of me. My dad, I stuck my hand in it, and I'm like, oh, and I'm trying to pull my hand out, and it's just, it won't. I'm going like this, and I'm freaking out, and I'm going like this. So as I'm waving it, the can is going deeper into my hand, so then I'm screaming more, and my mom doesn't know what's happening, my aunt, and I'm like, it's stuck on my hand! And then my dad tries not to laugh, so then my mom has to cut the can and peel it from my hand, and my dad goes, well, if you wouldn't stick your fat little hand in there, it wouldn't have happened. But yeah, so I had a little ring around my hand, and I'll never forget that. Fort Wayne, Indiana, my Aunt Char's house.
You never did it again, did you?
I've never eaten Pringles since that day.
Oh, really?
No, I've eaten Pringles, but now it's safe.
Yeah.
Now they don't have that sharp little ring in there.
They care about kids now.
They care about kids. The next commercial was from Rocket Mortgage, featuring a classic 80s toy. Look.
Don't worry, Barbie has a verified approval that shows her finances are backed by Rocket Mortgage. So Barbie wins!
But we need a house.
Oh, I found a fixer-upper castle on Rocket Homes.
It has good bones, but really bad neighbors.
I like his vibe.
Yeah, I saw this immediately, and you know what was funny was, the night of the Super Bowl, I was wearing a He-Man t-shirt, which everyone at the Super Bowl party I was at thought that was funny. You gotta love seeing He-Man, Skeletor, and Castle Grayskull pop back up in pop culture. They're having a moment. Right. Netflix has the new shows. There's a new show for a younger generation, but like I said, and there's something, I have a t-shirt. And
well, didn't you get that at Target? I mean,
yeah,
like they're selling it again.
The He-Man and Battle Cat that sit on my desk, those are new. Now, my mother kept all of my He-Man toys that I had, and she arranged to have them sent to me after she moved here from Louisiana. So I have my original He-Man that I played with, some of them. Some of them did not age well. Moss Man really had moss on him. So yeah, I had to get rid of him. But there's a new He-Man. So if you're new to the show, if you're wondering why he sits there, it's because that was my favorite toy growing up. And then the little Jason in front was a viewer gave that to me. He had a Funko Pop made of me as a stormtrooper.
What does He-Man say again?
I have the power.
What does he say again?
I'm not going to do it. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. I have the power. I could do the whole open, but I'm not. I want people to stay watching. Having fun today. Welcome back to The Jason Show. Well, if you're in the market for a new book to read, you have come to the right place. The Mark Family Book Club is back. Kendall and her mom talk about 2 recent favorites. Look at this.
Welcome to our book club. We are back. Just as cool as Oprah's book club. Right, Mom?
Absolutely.
Just as cool. But you do have a really, I'm going to go with interesting is the word I'm going to use, book recommendation.
Yes, I think that most of us have heard of Jodi Picoult and realize that most of her books are pretty dramatic and, intense. And that was the last kind of book I wanted to read right now. However, I couldn't get to the library. A friend of mine brought it over for me. I didn't read the jacket cover. It's very interesting. I start reading it. It's about this young woman. Her name is Diane. Her life is on track. She has everything planned. Her boyfriend, who's a surgical resident in New York City, she knows he's going to ask her to marry him on this dream vacation of theirs, and boom, pandemic hits. So he cannot go on the vacation. He wants her to go, so she's safe away from New York City. She decides to go, and her perfect little dream life is already just suddenly off the rails. Her luggage is lost. The island is under quarantine. She's alone. She has to step out of her comfort zone, becomes acquainted with the family on the island, and befriends a teenager who tells her some secrets. And the father of the teenager is very unhappy with her because he doesn't trust outsiders. So she's examining her life, the life of this family, trying to figure out if everything she's done in the past is going to be wrong and if she's going to be a changed woman when she comes back. And then boom, this novel takes a turn that I never saw coming. Quite the wild ride, and I highly recommend it.
Oh, a wild ride with Jodi Picoult. That's not like
right.
Assume. Okay, well, my book is also heroine based. So this one is called The Lions of Fifth Avenue by Fiona Davis. It's not a new book. It was in the last couple of years, but I really like her writing, and it's about 2 women. One of them is in 1913. Her name is Laura Lyons. Her husband is the librarian for the New York Public Library, the head librarian, and she wants to be a writer. Fast forward 80 years, there's this woman named Sadie who also works at the New York Public Library. She's a curator. Her grandmother was famous essayist Laura Lyons. So you don't really know how that happens, but it goes between these 2 women, and they're connected when suddenly these rare manuscripts in 1993 with Sadie suddenly go missing. And the only other time that's ever happened was back in 1913 when Laura Lyons worked at the Public Library of New York. So it's what I really liked about it. We love historic fiction. We loved heroines that lead the entire revelatory piece, and it's all kind of around them and these brave women and how they've sort of changed things that aren't normal back in society back then. It takes twists, like you're saying too, that I didn't expect. And I just really love the idea of it romanticizes New York City, and it talks a lot about the architecture of the New York Public Library, and it talks about life back then, which escapism, you're going to the 90s, hello, and you're going to the early 1900s. So it's just kind of fun to get out of our current world and situation, and it's just a light, easy read. I think that most of you will enjoy it. So
that's going to be my next book.
Hey, there's our 2 books. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Kendall joins me now.
Something you wanted to say?
No, I think you're beautiful and talented, and I love you.
Thanks.
However, I love the irony of your mother
Yeah.
has, like, the audio for your mother is, her mic sounds beautiful and crisp.
Her lighting is
Her
great.
lighting, your mother has gorgeous lighting. And you, the TV professional, you sound like you're in a cave. I love it.
I am in a cave. My home is a cave of misery. I'm kidding.
Don't tell people
I
that.
know, people worry about
already,
me.
Well, I mean, ever since the Jordan, they spelled your name wrong, people think that Jordan's the nicest guy.
He really is. I have friends who go on dates and they're like, I'm just looking for my Jordan.
Yeah.
And he really is a
Aw.
wonderful man. It's anyone you live with.
I mean, you
That's
are in
good.
therapy 4 times a week, but that's fine. I'm
it's
kidding.
only 4.
It's only 4. No,
only
he's
4
the
times a
nicest,
week.
sincerely, because people only heard that joke, and now poor Jordan is like, he's so sweet, and you guys are the
He is.
cutest couple. Anyway,
Anyway.
I do love that Mom
Looks so
like
great.
has it all together, girl. Your mom is like a professional.
I know, and she writes little notes for herself, and I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. But the book she's reading does
Yeah.
sound really good. I know she didn't say it, but we did put it up on the screen. It's called Wish You Were Here.
Wish you were here.
Wish You Were Here. And it's the twist she says, and my mom never says this stuff lately. She said the end of the book, you think you know where this is going, and it totally changes.
If I could just request and produce on the air right now live, may I make a request for your mom?
Sure.
I think we should have her on.
Yes.
And I think you would love this. Kendall's mom was a flight attendant for many years. We should do like flight attendant, confidential. Like she should tell some great flight attendant stories
She totally would.
from back in the day.
She'd give the juice.
Yeah, like Lucille Ball. Didn't she fly with Lucille Ball?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
We got to save that story. Don't give it away.
Nope.
Why buy the cow when you can get the, right? Is that the saying? When you can get the milk for free?
Something like that.
Something like that.
She's other celebrities too she's told me about that.
Okay,
were just
we need to have her on for that.
the tea, girl.
I love it. If you missed any of Kendall or her mom's picks, we'll be posting this segment on our Jason Show Facebook page and on our YouTube page. Just search for Jason Show TV, and Kendall's great about posting it on her socials too, Kendall Mark. We'll be right back after this. Mom has it together. Welcome back. We're glad you're here. Thank you. Thank you for watching. It is time now for the world's shortest segment. History on Broadway this week. This is a great story. Brittany Johnson became the first black woman to play the role of Glinda, or Galinda, in the hit musical Wicked. Here she is descending in her bubble on the first night she took over the role. Johnson calls it one of the greatest honors of her career thus far. Congratulations, well deserved. She's magnificent. We're going to take a break. What's in the surprise goodbye? You're going to find out when we return. Back after this. Welcome back. It is time for ye old surprise goodbye. We see the story the same time you do, which is right now. Today, we could use some help from Samuel L. Jackson. Look at this. People on board in Asia. Oh,
No.
my goodness.
No.
People on board an Air Asia flight from Malaysia got a big shock when a snake started slithering around the plane. Video posted on TikTok shows the snake in an overhead light. Pilots quickly diverted the plane so the snake could be removed. Air Asia called the incident very rare and says there was no risk to passengers or crew. Yeah.
I have an intense fear of snakes.
So does Colin.
No.
Okay, Leo, we don't need the 2 box. Really,
We
Leo.
can get rid of it.
I
told you when Daddy shot the snake.
know. You were on a tire swing and look, Daddy, it's a snake.
Not exactly
Yeah,
how it
we
went.
know. Yeah, we know all about that story.
I would just die.
I forgot that you had the fear because I forgot that you and Colin had that in common. He can't even look at videos of snakes.
No.
See, I'm like that with spiders.
Remember when they tried to put a snake on me at the state fair?
I did, yeah. I don't like any. Spiders are my snake.
Your thing.
They have large fangs. They have many legs. I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that in my life. Anything with more than 2, no. 4 legs are fine.
I was going to say 4 legs.
4 legs are fine. Tomorrow, Erin Schwab will make her grand return to the studio, plus our grand return. It's like, She's been here before. Anyway, plus Dax Holt is here no, he's not here. He's in California, but he'll join us too. That's going to do it for us right now. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong, even if you get your hand stuck in a Pringles can. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good day. Thank you for watching. Come on, Kendall. Let's go.